up with it, everybody? It's your boy Jay Realist, and I'm back with another banger. Hey, let's get straight into it, man. This is a video, man. I seen shout out to Hoodie Hood, man. I'm about to piggyback off a video you uploaded, brother. So the video today is about do blacks check paperwork? I've seen a few other people comment on this, but I want to give my little, how can I say it, interpretation of what I feel and what I've experienced. This is only my experiences. So back in 06, I had got caught up on some trumped up charges, man. I think I had to be all of like 18. This was like 05, 06, I think 05. And grandma called me while I'm out, and she like, yeah, the people just came through here looking for you. And I'm like, what they look like? She like, they had on like army fatigue, they had on like combat gear. And I'm like, okay, that's SWAT team, granny. She like, well, them motherfuckers kicked them out door. You know, grandmas go off, right? So I'm on a catch me if you can type basis. So catch me if you can. Sometime later they did. So I end up in jail. Not one time did any of the blacks say, hey, let me see your paperwork. Everybody was on some what you in here for, but nobody fact checked what I was saying, right? That was that one time. And there was another time I got caught up in something in San Jose, right? Went to jail. This was the only time I got caught up and had to check my paperwork, give out my paperwork. A black guy who had came down from prison, he was fighting some other charges or whatnot, and we happened to just click, right? And he was like, so what you in here for? And I told him some petty robbery shit, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, let me see your paperwork. So I'm so young, I had to be like 19, 20. I'm thinking he just want to see what all my charges are and see, you know, I didn't look at it. I didn't know about checking paperwork then. I figured he was just trying to be nosy, right? And I had nothing to hide, so I gave it to him. Hold on, y'all, it's my damn, all right. So he looked over the paperwork and he gave it back to me, right? He just looked over it for like not even 3 minutes, not even 2 minutes. He just went flip page and was done. What he was looking for, I don't know. I never asked because like I said, I just wasn't hip to the paperwork thing. But fast forwarding, I asked this very question to my uncle who is currently serving a life sentence, who has currently been down for 36 years. I asked him this question about a few months ago. Do y'all check paperwork? What's paperwork checking? Hold on, y'all. There's something in my eye. Whew. My uncle, who's currently serving time, who has currently been down for 36 years, hopefully he get out next year. He told me that some blacks will check paperwork, but not all. He said the main people that check paperwork are the Southerners and the Northerners. He said more so the Northerners. Nothing about the brothers, right? He said when it comes down to the brothers, he said as far as him, he don't care what nobody been in there for. He said there is predators walking amongst every group. There are snitches, well-known snitches walking around the groups. Predators, everything you could think of. He said there are some individuals that come in there with certain things and people find out and they get them up out of there. But as far as the blacks, he said he ain't checking nobody's paperwork and nobody better ask to check his paperwork. Reason being, he said he's been down for so long, he ain't answering to nobody. Now, I don't know if that's just a black culture thing, like we all think we don't got to answer to nobody or something, but that's just how he thinks. And he my uncle, so I salute him for that. But no, he said that blacks don't check paperwork like that because they just in there to do their time. See, when it comes to them other races, when they get locked up, he was telling me this is all out of his mouth and I'm just repeating it to y'all. They don't care about time. Time stops right there. They join their gang and everything they do is for that gang. Whether it's go stab somebody and get another 20 years, whether it's move this drugs and get another 40 years, it don't matter. Everything they do is for that gang. Well, with the blacks, yeah, they have cliques, but everybody got a date. And they the ones that do have dates, they want to come home. So they may dibble and dabble a little bit, but the only thing on their goal is getting out to their family. Even the ones that don't got a date, they start taking classes, getting in that law library, trying to figure out how to get out and get a date, or how to get a date so they can get out. So if you're a paper checker and you're checking paperwork, and that's cool and all, but nobody's really doing that on the black community side. He said he did say there are some though that will do it, but as far as him, he ain't doing it. And he said he know a lot of other men in there that just be like, man, I don't care what that dude in here for. That's him. He doing his time. I'm doing my time. And I think a lot of racists look down on us for that very reason. They do feel like we live amongst snitches. We do live amongst rapists. We do live amongst a lot of messed up individuals because we don't check paperwork. But I feel like if everybody was to just do their fucking time, everybody would have a date and go home. But everybody too big on trying to be better than this man. Who has a dope? Well, let's get that from him. Let's put trumped up ass charges. Let's send fake kites on this dude to get him off the yard so we can take his spot. It's too much going on. It's too much going on. See, my uncle started out at a level 4. He didn't work his way all the way down to a level 2, but he's still a lifer. But he's on the 2 yard right now. And the shit he tell me, it'll blow your mind, man. It'll blow your mind. Sometimes he tells me he wish he can go back to level 4. Sometimes he wishes he was on the level 4 yard because the 2s is just, he said it's kiddie land and he ain't with that. He too grown for that shit. So this is a piggyback off of Hoodie Hood's video, man. I just wanted to get my spill on that. The few times I was incarcerated, I didn't get paper checked but once. I know counties are different than prisons, but it's not. Because if you think about it, probably 40 to 50% of people that's in county has already did prison's time, and they operate the same way. Prison, when they're in prison and county. And people prepare themselves in county for prison. So a lot of the prison politics are implicated in these jails. They just are. They have the same groups, the same organizations in the counties as they do in prison. It's the same, man. So this was my experience and my uncle's experience. I can't speak for somebody else who could say, oh no, my celly was a paperwork checker. Anybody come in, he was checking their paperwork. He was removing people. I don't know Superman, so I can't speak on Superman. All I know is my situation and my uncle's, and that's the only thing. I looked over there, ain't nobody over there, I'm just saying. And our situations, and I'm just giving y'all my insight on that situation. You feel me? Shout out to Hoodie Hood, homie. Seize up. Hey, and y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. Quit being haters, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my, hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I put a relaxer in my hair, bro. I swear to God. I cut the dreadlocks off. Y'all go look at my earlier videos. I had locks. I chopped them off. Cut them to like here. Then I wonder if I can take them out. So I just started taking them out, right, with a comb. And I'm left with my hair, you feel me? I should have just took them out from down here. Like, I'd probably be bam, but it's all good. So I was like, man, I got some nappy ass hair, bro. So I put a relaxer in it to try to like give it some life, bro. That shit was nappy. But now I'm walking around looking like a motherfucker from the 90s, man, from the late 80s, man, with the Jerry curl juice dripping and shit, man. And it was an S curl kit too, bro. That shit ain't give me no curls, man. That shit straightened the hell out of my hair. But man, y'all know what time it is, man. It's Jay Realist TV. If y'all want some more of this content, man, y'all already know, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll be dropping sometime later tonight, man. Y'all be smooth. It's Jay Realist TV, and I'm out.